Welcome back to Puddins.fab.shop. Why don't you get your levels, your big squares, your tape measures, your angle finders, maybe a speed square. You need a marker for sure, and perhaps a different type of angle finder protractor machine, because we got some more fabricating to do. If you're new, welcome. If you're old, that sucks. So far we have used these tools with those that cut and weld and blah, blah, blah. And we have been building our Cadillac riding flatbed Freddy, just playing. Her name's Will Hop Wilma. Flatbed, gooseneck having, tilt tin can being machine. What do you mean ride like a, oh yeah, like a Cadillac, baby. It's gonna be nice. In fact, I plan to host mobile dancing lessons on the back of this bad girl. Hi, and welcome to the Puddins Mobile Dance Workshop. That's right, and then once all the children go home because it gets late, we're gonna insert a pole in that hole right there, and then we're gonna work on some other lessons, huh? Okay, I'm full of it, guys. I am full of it. We are back on this thing. There's plenty more fabricating to still do because we want a hitch on the back. We want a headache rack on the front. I don't want to have to keep a bunch of ibuprofen in the glove box. Right now, the bed's kind of sat on nothingness. We need to sit it on something. We need a pedestal. We've got lights. We need hydraulics. We need. We're actually starting with some measuring for the hydraulics, because my original plan is not gonna work. It could work, but what I have so far on hand is not gonna work. So we're gonna head down under, and y'all know I like kind of making the stuff up myself. I did look into a dump lift, scissor dump lift thingy mabobber. For this one, it will make the ease of plumbing hydraulics a lot easier. Made the ease easier. It'll give more dump. The problem is we don't know if it'll actually fit. Oh yeah, that's way cleaner. What's bad is we really can't build our pedestal that sits until we determine for sure where our hydraulics is gonna go. All right, so far it does look like it could sit from the front cross member to right in front of here. I think it was right at 40 inches, maybe 39. Now height wise, this one is 9 inches. 9 inches is about right here. So as you can see, it will work, or it could fit, but this cross member will probably no longer be with us, or at least the top of it. Whew, we could cut that off and plate it somehow, maybe. It could fit. And then width. Width is what gets you. It says it's 15 inches wide. There's a hole right here on the center. So I'm putting 7.5 right there. So we'll go to 15 over here. Woo! We may have to, no, because I see that. That's the problem, this factory fuel tank. Dang, I knew it was gonna be close being 15. The first one was 24, so 15's an improvement. Well, shuckies. I love how everyone's like, oh, you got plenty of room for a scissor lift. Yeah, I do. If I didn't build the world's most low profile flatbed that hugs the frame like no other. Just strip her down. Get! Yeah! Whoop! Quick release. All right, let's check her. Dang, that's only 17.6. And that's a pretty good dump, folks. If we can make the scissor lift fit, they're capable of going like 45 to 50 degrees, way more than what we're gonna need or use. Took her up to 20 degrees, and guys, that's pretty good. You could haul watermelons, just roll them off the back, okay? We're doing this one so we can get in there and do some more checking. I ain't gonna show too much of that. I just gotta figure it out, guys. But we also needed to know how much does this drop down, because we're gonna build our hitch off the back of the bed, and that drops, so we can't hang it too low, so when we go to dump, we don't want it hitting the ground. A little over 24 inches. I'm just gonna call it 24. Shit, damned old 2-footer. 24-inch dumped. If you ever dump a 24-incher, you're gonna feel it, I promise. Boom, bang. Safety stands in place just in case. If y'all recall, with the hitch, I was worried about the factory fuel tank being able to fit. Well, I think we're past due on actually putting it up in place and checking some things. It's going really smooth. Golly. That was working till it wasn't. I do believe her to be into place. And the good news is, we do clear back here. In fact, they don't come up as high as I thought. It looks like we could have left that little 1/2 inch on our angle iron that we had cut off as trimming for that. Got about a finger, about 1 inch, maybe 3/4 down there. And our piece of 2x4 we added in for support. So we'll be able to, like I said, to box all that up and strengthen all of it. I just want to make sure I've got it this way as far as possible. To do that, you got to do the tug, pull, reverse jack, okay? Just a hair over here, but a hair may save us. I'm no mathematician, but it ain't looking too good. Drop her back down just to check for clearance. And now we can get in there and do a little measuring. However, Mr. Scattered Brain here, let's go ahead and measure what that distance is now. I used our angle finder and I have that hoist holding the bed exactly where I want it. This is matching the bottom of our rockers and stuff like that. Perfect. Now we're at 32 inches on the dot. So we know that this drops 8 inches when we hit 20 degrees. So that'll help us know how much we can drop in. Just dropping 8 inches, obviously we can go 8 inches off the ground. That would be entirely too low. So anything we do in here in a normal range is gonna be fine. Let's say we want to drop something down right there, 14 inches. Then when we dump, that 14 inches is gonna be down like that. That's still quite a bit of clearance if we were on a little ravine or hill. We'll tune that in later. Oh, Jungle Jim. Yeah. So I'm actually going 7 5/8 because I looked it up and it's 15 1/4. Guys, we're gonna get lucky. We're gonna have to do something with these lines, but 7 5/8 ain't quite to where that tank steps up. It's lower right there. Of course, we can trim down our heat shield. Then from the top of that, AKA the bottom of our decking down 9 inches, we'll have clearance right here. So we'll have to do something different with our lines. And then it's about 39 1/2. Holy cow. I think this little recess right in here for these lines is what's gonna save our butt and make this possible. And we will have to cut that cross member out, but it's possible, guys. That's all that matters. Whew. Now we could fully build our own. That could take a whole nother week and source some material. Heavy duty material's not cheap. None of this has been cheap. I guarantee it's more cost effective to buy one. Building the stuff we've been building. Anyhow, it'll fit in there. But what that tells us and helps us know is we can create cradles on the outside of the frame to actually hold this. So to actually give it a place to sit, knowing all the hydraulics will be on the inside of the frame. And we know our tank can fit, so that kind of eliminates the lingering idea I had that we may have to do a custom fuel cell or gas tank somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Guys, it's gonna be a tight fit, but I think it's gonna fit. So that stuff figured out, I can order what I need to order to get stuff coming for the following weeks, and we can start making some progress, and we're gonna start right here on the back. All right, let's go for a little mock-up. I'm gonna use our square to kind of figure out the drop I do want. Yeah, maybe a more relaxed look. I think where it's at's pretty good. What do y'all think? Dang, I'm gonna go down and say 14 inches. That's right at 13.5. Maybe we could go up just a hair and make it an even 13. So right here, I have this mandrel bent piece of 2x4. And the Bolin brothers, who build the Model A and Hot Rod and all kinds of chassis, they gave me this piece so they didn't have to haul it all the way back to California when we were in Austin, Texas. And he's like, one day, maybe you can use that for something. Well, I think today's that day. Because I really like that width. That side's right at 18 inches. And so is that one. So it looks like we need to cut about 5 inches off each side to get flush with the bottom. However, we want this to sit flush back here, flush like that, and that's gonna be 4 inches wide, and this is only 2. So for some additional strength, we can actually notch it where it hugs this, and that wraps up the back side, giving us plenty to weld. So on the back, we're gonna go right to 4 inches. We're gonna mark down 5 inches. Mark 5 inches, however, 2 inches. Now we actually need to come straight up. Whoop. And then I said 4, I think we're gonna go 4 1/8. So from the very top, we need to come down 7/8 of an inch. And we gotta mark that out all the way around, matching that side. And we'll get rid of all of that right there. And then that should make that slide up into place at the height we want it at. Lay out our other side and let's chop it. Slice and dice, activate. Now, this is 1/8 inch thick, which is fairly thick. I mean, people build frames for vehicles, blah, blah, blah. I would prefer it to be 3/16 or 1/4 inch. But that being said, I still think it's gonna be fine. We can't just hang this, we're gonna have to brace it. But this go around, I'm trying a new cutoff wheel, and so far after making all those cuts, I'm happy. I'm hoping they're gonna be better than these ones, and we'll experiment with them this go around, and I'll let y'all know my results, if I actually recommend them or not. Dinner's ready. 3 foot wide. So I think the easiest thing to do is gonna be to measure between here, which should be 24.5, which will put us right at 12 1/4. And I see I already have center marked. Dang, I'm good. I'm so good, I'm ahead and don't even know it. So we'll mark center down this side, and we'll do a little magnification in this situation, and we know half of 36 is 18, so from our center mark, we wanna go out 18 inches. And then over here, we want to go 18 inches. Pack, coming in hot. There's a little mock-up. Yes, sir. Woo-hoo. I do like how that looks. Now, what I've not decided is, as far as the actual receiver tube, are we gonna go on bottom? Or are we gonna go on top? That I do not know. Little C-clamp where we can get this out of the way and really have a look. I do think that looks better. In theory, that's stronger. In theory, with good welds and maybe some little bracing for safety chains, this is plenty strong as well. Y'all know me, I want her to look good. Well, on the bottom looks better, so it's going on the bottom. 16 inches from the bottom of the ground, we should have plenty of room to dump. I know what you're thinking, just weld it, Puddin'. Well, here's the deal. I think we're gonna backfill that whole area with some sheet metal. One, that's gonna create a lot more strength for that kind of hanging weight. I don't know the engineering terms, but something's hanging, that's what I'm gonna call it. We won't go flush, we will offset it back. So this whole area can be filled with 1/8 inch sheet metal. It's also gonna give us a place to put our license plate. Damn, it may even allot enough room for some dimple dies somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. Dimple dies can look good, they can also look bad if not done tastefully. Anyhow, we know this pretty well needs to be flush across there, so we can do all making this centered on here, welding it, backfilling all that. We can do it on the bench instead of doing it over here, which will make it nice and a little more efficient. He popped his head up and looked when I did that, like he was going to come give me the Heimlich or something. And now he's just plumb over my stuff. He's just, you know what, I'm going to sleep. If he is choking on something, I ain't even going to wrap my paws around him and help him. Just because we can. I love a good shoulder workout of yanking that chain. Hey Ma, Puddin's in the shop, yanking his chain. 9.5 inches is what we're looking at. Plenty of clearance. We'll take it. Yep. Yeah. Fresh out of the 1/8 inch plate. Don't worry, around here we've got solutions, not problems. This is 16, 14 gauge, I can't remember. It'll be pretty strong in there. Plus, it'll be easier to dimple die, if we dimple die. Do not fear, I have another idea for some strength. Now I want this really nice clean fit to our piece, so I don't want that all jagged. Let's see how our new cutoff wheels can handle a curve. Ho, 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 ho. Woo! I like those things so far. Good thin blade. That ain't plumb ate itself up already after doing the couple cuts and then all that. Yeah, me likey so far. Now in the corner you do gotta kind of jagger it. So we got a little cleanup to do here. The moves like Mick Jagger. I wanted a tight fit, but that's a little too tight. I did cut it on the big side so we can tune it down in. Got her trim where she fits pretty stinking good. I also just realized I traced it on the back side and not the front side, so all this extra needs to come off. Now I did mark out a 3/4 inch lip and I was gonna cut it there and we were gonna break that. However, that messes with my whole extra support plan. Hello. Hello, yes, this is Puddin speaking and I'd like to talk to you about our extra support plan that we offer. Hello? Hello? She had a little flex going to her the other way. That's my Puddin's patented anti-flex technique there. For extra support, since this is not 1/8 inch and I wish that was thicker, it got me thinking I've got plenty of this 2.5 inch square tubing that is thicker. We could drop a piece right in the middle and we'll just kind of notch it to fit just like this fits. And that right there is like that extra gum that some of y'all need. Extra strength. Stiffy. Yep, I tore up our blade last week. Kind of just use our same measuring technique to figure out how much to notch out. And the plan is to kind of set that back there. And then that'll leave us about a 1 inch, roughly, lip up there. To find center, check this out. I'd never play with levels, but right there, I went 41 to that inside edge. And over here, 41 to that inside edge. And then you can come right there and find 0 right in the middle. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Center her up. Weld prep. Make sure she's centered and square. 19 3/8. 19 3/8 when you're good, you're good. Woo, done built the damn Trident of towing. I think that's what they call that thing that Zeus was poking people in the butt with. Something like that. Now we're ready to keep doing a little mock-up, figuring out what we want the look to be. This is just 2x4, but to just kind of give us the idea of how that's gonna look filled in. I like that amount set. Just got us a license plate here. We can kind of mess with the position. Last week bought a license plate light, LED, fancy. Oh, and I'm hoping this video too, we're gonna get plenty of other lights installed around on this thing. She's got the little chrome cover. A little bit of gasket material back there even to seal her up. So for now, we'll just kind of use our cover here and it'll let us know what we're gonna look like. All right, I just gotta kind of eyeball it now and get it where I'm happy. Just about anything, if you're laying it out, you gotta find center and give you a nice center line to be able to go off of. And now it's real simple. I can just decide like, oh, let's say I wanna go down from the top 1.25 inches. That's where the top of our license plate light will be. Center of hole to center of hole is 2 inches. So then from this, we can mark out 2 inches this way. Just playing. 1 inch this way. Do some math, dummy. 1 inch this way. 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches. Oh, I said for the top, but that's not what I meant. I'm bass-ackwards, but you see what I'm doing here. Now we could punch a hole, and that could go right there. Nice and pretty like. Boop, boop. There's that. And now if we're gonna do dimple dice, how are we gonna do them? Bigger, smaller, smaller. Just some across the top, perhaps. Oh, what do the holes tell me? Oh, I heard it. It said go eat some lunch, you're hungry. Get your C-clamps out, kiddos. We're gonna do some weldings. That's right, before we do the dimple dies, I figure we at least get this burned in. That way it can be cooling off. Now I don't want to weld this and have it walking everywhere, so we're gonna clamper it. You go walking your way, I'll go walking mine. We'll meet in the middle and lay some dimes. Gotta get it? We're about to lay some dimes of welding. You start welding your way, I'll start welding mine. You don't like my way, I'll kick your behind. You got splatter around your weld. Oh man, do not fear. Your solution is right here. All right, we'll knock that slag off because when we sheet metal that, we don't want a bunch of slag down here. You'll notice I'm not gonna weld the front because we're gonna probably suck the sheet metal back flush, and we just want that nice and smooth. Getting there nice and smooth like. Get! Square this up. Yep. That right there is why I wanted to build this up here. It's gonna be a lot easier to put some good welds on that sucker and burn her in. Choo choo! She's smoking. Chicka 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 choo choo! It may just be my lucky day. I dug through all of our cabinets and ended up finding 2 more pieces of our 3/8 thick, 3-inch wide. I used to have so much of that. We're down to our literal last 2 pieces. Our shorter piece is just short of 5 inches. I think we're gonna aim for going over, let's go 3 3/4. So right here's where our weld is at. That's already up there. We need to cut that corner off. Then I said we'll come this way, 3 3/4. Whoop, whoop. Let's drop down 1 3/4. And then we'll go back 1 1/4 inches. We're gonna put a hole in this so it'll be a gusset and a place to hook our safety chains. Oh look, all that cutting, and I'm finally having to swap out a cutoff wheel instead of already being 4 deep. These things are good. Even on this thick plate, I'm just cruising. I think those cut better than what I've been using. It kind of hurts my feelings, honestly, because the people I've been using for a long, long time, and their stuff was really good at first. It's just not consistent anymore. If you use a cutoff wheel a lot like I do, which you can do a lot of stuff with a cutoff wheel, a huge difference is made when you have one that is truly thin and is durable, that can actually get a lot of cutting done. And right now, these Black Hawk is the ones that I've been trying, or I just tried, and I'm happy with that first one. Y'all seen all the cutting we've been doing, so to just now go through one, I think is pretty good. These are what I've had for a long, long time, and like I said, it kind of hurts my feelings, but they're just not, the consistency is not there anymore. I've had some do okay, and a lot of them not. Now, speaking of abrasives, someone obliterated our belt sander belt last week. Wonder who did that. Lock and load, baby. We ain't gonna know what to do actually having sandpaper on this again. It was to the point of basically being a polisher. Big green buffing wheel's all it was. Tell you one thing, if you're ever standing in front of one of these and that thing full self-destructs and takes itself off there and throws it on the floor right in front of you, you may have to change your britches afterwards. Don't ask me how I know. Now we got one fine-tuned. We'll just use this as our little template. Whoop! Well, I got a case of the whoops and beeps and bops today. It'll happen. We like that. That's pretty. Smooth her out. Weld her up. Now we are welding 3/8 to 1/8 inch. So I'm putting the majority of the heat into the 3/8. Makes sense. You got a lot more material there to have to burn into. So concentrate the puddle on that side, and I'm kind of whoop up into the thinner stuff. That's how you weld it. We can finally let this finish cooling off. We've got our little Gusset safety chain holders welded in. So here's the dealio, Pickle. With everything mocked up, I kind of roughly drew some going down bigger or smaller, and I just drew some the same size across the top, trying to figure out which one I'm gonna like. And I think my vote is the same size across the top. I just think it's gonna look better. Go ahead and punch where our other holes were. I'm gonna clean up our marks where we got a fresh area to work with here. So do not forget, behind this we're gonna have a 2 1/4 inch piece of square tubing, which means we need some clearance. I'd say by at least 1/4 inch on each side. So we need a 3 inch interval. Right here's the Dimple I think we're gonna use, weapon of choice, 1 3/4 inch. And we gotta measure from kind of out here to out here where it flares, where we know how much we actually use. And we're right at 2.5 inches. So that would mean from that 1/4 inch clearance, we could go over 1 1/4 inch. That'd put our dimple right up to that mark. So then we'd have 3 inch intervals in between. So knowing all of that, I'm gonna allot for also a 1/2 inch clearance coming down from the top. And I'm gonna mark us out some marks, then lay us out some possible holes, and we'll see if we like it. Our first two, we can just measure between center to center and see it's 5 1/2. And then what I'll do is just go down through and mark 5 1/2. And go down again, 5 1/2. And now we're rocking and rolling, folks. Check her out, folks. Our light here, I dropped it down and gave us new marks. We'll center it on our center line of this, where it's all in a nice whoo-hoo, and they'll give us a reason to not have a hole in between that. and then having one not there, which just made no sense, it'll be okay to put one right there in the middle and right there in the middle. Staggering sizes, and when people see me driving this and they see that, they're like, he's a fun guy. I can tell by his dimple dyed insert piece. Let's be honest, no one's gonna notice it. I'm doing all this just because. They do notice it, they better think I'm a fun guy, all right? Or I'm gonna pull over, whip them. That's right, load up your 6-shooter, cowboy. We got some holes to punch. Be sure to skip every other one or you're gonna have a bad day. Be making this piece again. Got her set up in the drill press here. Gonna have to clean our holes up a little bit. My 1 inch and 3/4. She's a little, well used. That's a good way to put it. Holy guacamole. Little sand down. You gotta be careful doing it my very professional method. You can end up with a really sharp edge in there that you don't want to be slicing your finger on. All y'all who always want me to use the pressed dimple die should be happy. We're at the press and it's going down, baby. Yeah, I was like, hot damn, he's finally using it. Hit her about 3.5 ton worth of pressure. So swap out to the 1.25 inch. All right, he's a fun guy, holes complete. Hey Martha, look at the back of that Loadstar. Look at those dimple dies. I bet he's a fun guy. I can hear him already. That really laid that nice and flat. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, that looks like fun guy vibes to me. These are obviously to give us a place to thread these. These just came with little cheapo sheet metal screws and I don't like that. Got to punch a hole too for our wires to pass through. And the wires favor one side and I almost drilled that with the wrong side. So make sure bulb down. So it needs to be offset to this side. We'll be messing up now, we've come too far. Little stepper bit was perfect. And look at that nice little mock-up, guys. Whoo, she looking like something. Lay some little guides down, and that should go right into there. Oh, except our little guides are gonna hit where we dimple dyed, so don't trust that. If you have a baby piece, we can slide up there, then put a lip right there. Those nuts I welded on there are hitting. And yeah, so what I was doing ain't gonna work. Here's what I am gonna do though. Just randomly tacked on a couple more. We're gonna clamp it to this middle. That's gonna create equal spacing there. Then we'll just square the rest off of that. It'll work or it won't. We're nice and straight right there. And it bows back, so I took my little adjustable square and found our depth there. Now I can take that and just push and tack. Come on, friends, we're gonna do the push and tack. Push and tack. Push and tack. Push and tack. That worked great. Not. Luckily, I only did about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tacks before I realized this was slipping because it wasn't tight enough. clamper loose, try again. I'm glad we cut that out of there. I just redid it, starting in the middle, go to work our way out, and everything's just, there ain't near as much tension on it. You'll see I do have her pulling in, I think welding on it, opened it up here because I had a little gap on each side, so we'll just pull it in. And now instead of trying to hold this, push that, blah, 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 I've clamped it, and I'm just gonna check our distance down through there. So we'll do the clamping tack. That baby's pretty good down through there. We'll get your trigger finger ready because we got some welding to do. Where it's nice and tight fit, that looks great. But down here, I don't know why, again, I think it moved from welding. We ended up with a decent gap there and over here. And where that weld kind of comes through and you see where I attacked and all that, just looks terrible. I think we're just gonna weld that whole thing. Is what it is. Woo! That's a lot of welding. I didn't concentrate on making it the prettiest. In fact, I had the heat kind of cranked up and I had to weld fast, not blow it out. And that's okay, because I just wanted her to get dead, and that being in there, painted black is still gonna look better than those gaps that we had. I did a lot of prep work for welding and I got her clamped into place. She's square. She's even. We're getting 90s. I think that means square. Measurements are the same. I think that means even. She's where she needs to be. Shh, it's nice and early. We don't want to wake nobody. Yeah, we got volleyball this evening, so I got to get up and get after it. So yesterday, I ended up staying out here and welding everything. We welded up in there even. We welded all this up and smoothed it out, just like we had done on all this. The way wrapping those around back here worked out was really good. Now we're gonna support it for some pushing, and I cut this one yesterday. Get your notebooks out, kiddos, it's geometry class time. To figure out connecting these, first we wanna measure our ending point. So we're going from back here to right there, 21.5. Next, we gotta figure out some angles. Here's where we get lucky. To figure out your angles, you need an angle finder and some type of straight edge. Your challenge, soldier, is to put your straight edge up there, touching there and there, and then we got to measure that angle. To do that, you take your angle finder and you work it down into place until it sits on both surfaces nice and flat. And somehow, magically and mysteriously for us, this is ending up at 45 degrees, which makes all this a little easier. So we know at 21.5, we've got 2 inches of material. That needs to be a 45 degree angle, and then we need to 90 that away, and kind of the same thing up here. Oh yeah, almost forgot something. This had not been here. I had cut extra of these, and when I was trying to figure out what to support to, it just made sense to drop one of these in here. It's gonna tie us all to the hinges, give us a place to brace, and just work out really, really easy. The chances of doing all this and just putting that in line with what was already there and it working out to be a perfect 45 degree angle is pretty slim to none. But we're feeling lucky today, punk. And there is gonna be a pop quiz after this, so I really need you to focus. We're going for 21.5, so I'm gonna start at our very end. And we know we need a 45, so 45. I told y'all our material is 2 inches up, so 2 inches up. And I think you can see why we're getting lucky with our 45, because we can basically speed square this sucker like nobody's business. So right there, we're already marked to notch out for the one side. 21.5, same thing. We just speed square that sucker. Ka-chow! It's meeting up to 2.5 inch material. So from the back side we want flush, we are gonna come forward 2.5 inches. Speed square deploy. Hey, speed squares can get confusing. Give me a break. Boy, I'm all kinds of bass backwards. There we go. Now we got our other notch. We're gonna square and do the other side. She's ready to cut. Notched. These things are working great. I've got quite a few cuts out of that second one, even on this thicker stuff. So people's been asking for a cutoff wheel. I ain't been recommending so far. I will recommend these. I hope they don't change. Guys, just be careful if you're someone who likes to be like, hey Google, look up whatever, like the talk to type or whatever they call that. Just be careful searching for Black Hawk cutoff wheels with talk to type. Make sure you pronunciate, I'll just say that. Now this is a tight fit, so when you go to put it in, it ain't gonna fit. That's where that guy comes in. Love tap. How's that, huh? Beautiful fit, tons of strength. On this one, I just tapped it over till it's squared, so we'll match it to this. That's good up top. Woo! That's perfectly square too. Yes, looking good. Love tap, love tap. We just added so much strength. That thing's gonna be pudding pop strong, okay? Way stronger than me. Guys, as you can see, I kind of started mocking up our tail lights. Cool little way to do that. Just a little piece of tape, and I just kind of spaced them out. That's all by eye, no measuring yet. And just like all we're doing, that's kind of half the battle, figuring out where to lay stuff out. To me, maybe they need to go that way just a hair. I was trying to avoid being on our weld here, right here, because we're gonna drill and tap, and welds are hard. They like to tear up taps. I had to take our merch orders, guys, and go tell my girls have a good day for school. And somebody, old Sleepy, finally woke up, huh? No. Easy, easy. Woosah, woosah. Ah, there you go, yawn it out. Stretch it out, yawn it out. We're gonna need a freshie. Oh yeah, she's still a sharpshooter. Patoo! All right, I did move these out. I think they look better. I like our spacing here. What is that, 1.5 inches? That's what it looks like to me. Oh yeah, pretty dang close, folks. So we're gonna start right here, find center, put us a line down through there. Dang, my mark even hit center. Oh, Eagle Eye's calibrated this morning, baby. You better watch out. He's on fire, folks. We're starting there. So now, we gotta figure out our mounting surfaces. Making it an even 7 inches apart would have been too much. So it's 6 and 15/16. That makes sense. So instead of measuring all that out, what I'm gonna do is put that right there. And then we'll line this up down here. And then I'll just mark it. And then we'll create our gap and just repeat. I did mark center here too. Gotta have a place for our wires to go. Now I want to get these taillights up because we may end up adding some bracing out here, but I want to see the rest of the stuff on here to create some balance first. All right, let's see. We better take her out a hair bigger. We'll be breaking that little tappy. Are we gonna be able to do, we got 2 board to do on each one, so 4 times 6. We're gonna get that many without breaking that style. Whew, I bet I'll be pushing my luck. Exact fit, that's beautiful. and that fits right in there where it centers it up perfectly. Guys, we are lucky today. Proper size of drill bit? Oh no. I'll just give her a little around the world till I get a feel for it. Clean your tap, get all them extra, these are fine thread, baby, so we want all them extra shavings out of there. And that around the world did seem to help. We're gonna ride a fine line there. Just gotta be careful, okay? Gotta punch a hole all the way through, so whenever we install these for the final time, obviously we can fish our wiring to the back side. All right, y'all just seen me do one. Unfortunately for me, I've got 5 more to go. Oh, and actually before we do the others, these do come with the chrome ring option, which I'm undecided if we're gonna run. I do think they would look decent since we've got big old polished wheels. But I'm trying to ride a line of not looking too big rig-ish at the same time. I don't think they'll look too big rig. We'll pop one on here in a second, and because that's gonna be thicker, we may wanna change our gapping. Exact fit, beautiful. Clean her up. They say chrome don't get you home, but I don't know. That don't look like it wouldn't get me not home. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I'm trying to say that actually looks pretty good, and I'm usually not a chrome person. Kind of classes her up a touch. So tape that one back on, and we'll just do a little check our gap in there. That's what I want to see. And yeah, I still think that looks really good, because we're gonna come plumb the way over. Oh yeah, that's gonna fill up a good majority of that. Gaps are good. Measured over there, and from the outside to that first hole we went 2 7/8. So I'm gonna get my third hand helping me here. Now we do the exact same thing. No holding back for this baby. I opened up a new Harbor Freight stepper set. Woo! We're going all out here, folks. Professional. All right, a little spit shine on our chrome rings. And I think this is gonna help me decide if I like the back of this. That chrome does help tie to that center license plate light too. And I'm gonna just say it and get it out there. I'm not a huge fan of our dimple dies. I think I overdid it. I think it would look good with these little ones left out of the middle, but my fun guy holes, do not call something your fun guy holes, okay? The holes that indicate I'm a fun guy, I think are meh. So I think what we're gonna do next is cut all that off there and restart. Psych! I don't just hate them, and if we want to, I guess we could make a plate that actually bolts onto this and covers that up, and it would look okay too once you put it on black paint. Something like that's easily addable. Those big open areas are definitely gonna get some pinstriping. This thing's gonna get pinstriped up. So I'm gonna wait to cover that up, if we do end up covering it up, after some pinstriping gets added on there. So way down the road. For now, I still think it looks pretty awesome back here. I'm just trying to decide if we need the supports going out or not. It's just so tall, that would help make the back kind of appear lower. It would add support. I'm just more worried about the aesthetics. I think that hitch is plenty strong right now. I just think something going out may look better. Oh no, trim ring down. Now really don't want to spend any more time back here, but this piece of cut tubing's been sitting on that table just staring at me. We accidentally made eye contact. Now, I just can't help But I think, what would that look like? Enter low profile mode. So Tracy trace. Lots of angle on that one. And this one we had a nice curve. To mark out the other side, I just took a piece of poster board and had to make us kind of a template there that matched. And then roll her over, flip her, boop. You can see I didn't cut up to it. We'll fine tune her. Could have cut a little closer than that though. Damn. Sure is nice to have a flatbed to work off of. Overall, pretty good fit. Yeah, I'll take that. I've had this stuff out here in the oven set on preheat. Dang, y'all see that? This metal's got some wood in it. What the heck? Hey-o! Our piece fit beautiful on the other side as well. No reason it would not. The good thing is we can just copy it now. Oh. Tearing that up now. Yeah. I've cut many a mile with that old trusty slice and dice. We'll have another 10 miles under our belt by the time we get this bed done, if we ever do. That one's done. Black Hawk down. Black what? Yeah. Damn. Direct hit. Alright, we want her flush and flush. My two magnets help. Got a few tacks on her. This was the easy side. Now we gotta find some type of reference measurement for that side, and we gotta get her just right. 7 3/8 from up there, kind of down at angles what I measured from over there. And 6 1/8 from the outside at that end. So that gives us a little something to aim for. Off to a solid start. That looks pretty stinking close to our mark. Same with up here. That one looks higher to me. Something looks funky. Aha! That's what it was. I'd let that jack down. That was holding up this side of the bed from pushing the gas tank up. And then I put our jack over on this side because the concrete has it leaning a little. So I jacked up this side until she was level. 0 degrees, 20 degrees, 19.9 degrees. We're hitting measurements the same on each side. I don't think you can get any more gooder than that, folks. And I think that being spread out does help with the overall look. Weld sash coming right up. Y'all ain't never had a little welding dance sesh? Well, that's what's wrong with you. Try it. All right, another hour down the drain spent just smoothing all this out. But hubbity. Yeah, that looks good, guys. I like that a lot better. And that all being smooth out was definitely the right call. Ring, ring. Who is it? Damn lunch, I think. 12:20. Yeah, we don't need no stinking lunch. We need to figure out how to backfill this with some sheet metal. I was about to just put that there with magnets and then trace it. However, I forgot those are uneven surfaces. Got some magnets helping me hold back there. And we need to trace that inside edge first. Here we go. With that trimmed, we can boop on the back side now and finish getting it traced. And by getting it traced, I mean spraying some paint in there. First can I found on the toolbox. Ooh, she's textured from not being mixed well. Now, as good as that random paint looks on there, I'd prefer it not be there. So just a little lacquer thinner and a rag, and we can clean up the mess we made. And it gets us a pretty accurate template. It's a flag. Womp, womp, womp. It don't fit. I think just because we had that curved edge. So I lined up our bottom. I trimmed off the ends to clear for welds. And then I put us a mark on each end where we need to trim. Looks like about 5/16 off the top. Sometimes it takes a little fine tuning. Once you get her tuned out, she's just ready to trace on over to your metal to be able to cut out. And when she fits both sides the way this template does, you know you're in good shape. Don't mind me, just trying to keep myself from going fabrication crazy. These little magnets are nice if you're going to be doing template making. I got like a 10 pack for like 47 cents off the Amazon. Not really, I don't know how much they were. They were not very much. Value versus the handiness, smoking deal. Knock down my sandwich and some bluey gummy thingies. We may have to try something. Let's try this again. I did that thing where I stick my head up my butt and cut it an inch too short. Well, we've got good news and we've got bad news. I told y'all we could possibly take... God bless America. Oh, trusty chair. Why'd you do that to me? Oh, I just felt incredibly slow. I almost saved it with my Mr. Miyagi crisscross applesauce legs. Don't do that to me, chair. Oh no, she finally cracked. Those click in there. So those coming off ain't uncommon, but with that being cracked, I bet that ain't gonna last very good now. Golly, I'm damn near pulled a maximus glutamus muscle with that. What is she, a size 28? Oh, she got another 100,000 miles in her. I forgot what I was telling y'all, but basically I cut that so we could try that, and I thought I was gonna like how it looks, and I do not. That looks terrible. My plan was cover that, put dimple dies in there at a staggering down size that follows that shape. That would look good, but it won't look good with that also. We should have left that completely filled and then done that there. That being said, we're not changing it. We'll just stick with making those solid because that still looks good. Check our depth. You know the drill. Street sweeper. Gotta clean the floor. I don't want to get dirty.
Hey, do you always weld with your shorts on?
Always. Why?
I'll be worried about a grass fire.
Bill, grass fire don't scare me. You just don't want to go to the middle and get a bush fire. Pop one on there, Bill. Guys, that's gonna look good with or without the chrome rings. You like it, Bill?
Hell yeah, that's nice.
One of them I broke the clippies on. We'll have to go get an extra. Go to the trailer place and do a 1-for-1 swap when he ain't looking. I hope he's watching this video. He's gonna be like,
here we come.
I told Bill we may have to slap 3 lights here on the back. I grabbed 3 and I didn't know why. Oh, Billy boy knows why. Why you gotta have 3?
DOT says so.
Bill worked with the trash trucks for a while. He knows all about hauling junk. DOT says so. Trying to figure out my spacing on where I'd like them. And damn, guys, I know I was questioning some of this, but now that it's all together and you can kind of step back and take it in, I think it looks awesome. Very happy with it. I'm glad I stuck it out. I was just telling Bill, it looks low, not too low. It don't look unfunctional, but if you were driving down the road and you come up and you see the back of this thing, you're gonna be like, hey, someone done built something. You're gonna know that ain't just a regular old. Then you try to pass me, you can't because I'm going 110. But you try to pass me and you finally maybe get out at an angle before I grab 6th gear and pull away from you. And you see the side of this thing and you're gonna be like, damn, someone built a sweet slammed flat bed. And then to slow me down because I'm going so fast, I tilt that bed as a wind block.
Air brake?
Air brake. Yeah, it's got air brakes. We tilt the bed and use the air to stop. I got out here about 5:45 this morning. It's 3:22. I got to go get cleaned up. We got volleyball this evening. Hour drive one way to make it to the volleyball. But I am happy with this. Did not think it was going to take me this long. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. And what it is one sweet looking flatbed coming together. I did was just looking at our lights, spacing them out. And I think first thing in the morning, we're going to start plopping some more lights in this thing. What do you think about that, pal? Huh? You ready to light her up like a Christmas tree? Or you don't care? You just want to ride in it, huh? Good morning. Is it? Someone left the key on the damn old 10.5 flatbed hauler, so what a way to start the day. We're going to start the day with punching some holes. I did some reading. I read on these backlights we can go 6 to 12. Because I'm not even commercial, I don't even know if these matter. I don't know. What I did was what I'm trying to do here is just eyeball us in line with one of the holes down there. And I like them about a foot apart. So we're going to look for center on this. It's a great day to be alive. I know Theo's still napping when I close my eyes. I think right in there's center looking. Speed Square says, sure. Kill. Little measurement, we'll match the side. Kill. I call this technique the chest press. Chest press, huh? Chest press. These are real fun because we gotta go all the way through where we can get wires all the way through. Luckily, we only got like 1,000 more holes to go. Hello? We drilling or not? Hell, I can't tell. Oh, my right arm's falling asleep. I don't think that's normal. Ooh, my poor hands. Golly, guys. Them hands been hurting from all this. I don't know how much more fabricating I got in me. Just a hold man. I don't feel like she's drilling anymore. Yeah, she's just a little slow. Woohoo! Sharpened her up, that'll do the job. We need a 3/4 inch hole, that's exactly what the step bit is. Go ahead and remove our marks. The marks on there just bother me for some reason. Not really a big deal, let it go. Let it go, cowboy. Let's go for our first official install. I should just push right in. A little twist of the wire, aim back. That gets us through. Not that that really matters right now. And then this should just pop in. Give her a little slick 'em, little loober doober. Well, if it goes in there, it may never come back out. I believe those call for a 3/4 inch hole. What I would not trust is the accuracy of some Harbor Freight bits. I've seen them kind of all over the place before. The issue may be that being thicker metal too. Or am I a dummy and you're supposed to pop the grommet on there and then push that in? Huh? Yep, probably so. Now that one's too loose. That's because of me being a dummy. Don't be a dummy like me, kids. Yeah, watch this magic trick. That is just for a 3/4 inch hole. Blame the drill bit. Don't blame yourself, huh? Pop that in there. That's a tight fit. And then these just shove on in and click. Those are tight. That one's not. It ain't gonna go nowhere. She's fine. We go for final install. I may give her a little extra something on there. A little hooky puck. Little Hold'em glue. All right. Well, that's gonna kind of complete the look here on the back. And guys, I'm liking it. I think those look good right there. Now we want one towards the rear. In fact, you're supposed to, so people can see this thing at night. And I think what I'm gonna do is go in line with that tubing up there, and then we'll step over just a little bit. That way we don't actually get into the curve where the grommet wants to sit funny. Right there she be. Next, we're gonna come over to our little wheel well. The world's smallest wheel well exists right here at the puddins.fab.shop. Oh, and where that tapers down, we're gonna step back from there just a little bit. Let's say maybe we go 1 inch. Now, knowing that measurement's important, one, for doing the other side, but two, because we're gonna hop up to the front side and we're actually gonna put one up there as well. Red, here forward's gonna be the ember. So now right here and up on that corner, I'm gonna match what we did back here. Marked out. We're even gonna wrap the corner and do one up here, marked out. And now we need to measure from that line to this line. We get 82 3/8. So 41 3/16 will split the difference. I've done a lot funner things in my life. Whew. Just hoping old Righty don't fall off. Oh yeah. Little pop of the grommet and a little more push in action. I really like these little lights and how easy they install. I say that drilling all those holes all the way through in that thicker metal's not the funnest thing, but as far as how they just pop in and sit, not completely flush, but they sit in there nice. And I think at night with the amount we did on there, I think it's gonna look good lit up. Woo! And she's all polished out and cleaned up, and when that sun starts going down, but you can still kind of see, but enough where the lights are gonna pop when we turn them on, she gonna look good. I'm gonna give my old pinched nerve a break from doing the other side. Guys, I gotta get a bump of caffeine. I gotta pop in the house, get some coffee or something. I'm just dragging today. I do apologize. That late night volleyball will get you. Yeah, fragile. Handle with care. Sounds fragile. All right. I wasn't sure I was gonna do it, but I done did it. Right here, I got us some toolboxes, and I can see these are made with the utmost quality. Holy oil can. That thing's, whew, good stuff. Ow! Something stabbed me. They are proud enough of it to put their sticker on it. Buyer's Product Company, made in USA. They're proud of it. Golly. I mean, it's just a toolbox. I didn't expect it to be just perfect. But that bows in so much, I can squeeze my fingertips in there, guys. That's ridiculous. Also, they make sure to pack her real nice and protected like, as you can see. So I guess we really shouldn't be surprised it got dented in shipping as well. Woo! Yeah, good quality. Buyers, more like buyers beware. She does get a nice hinge. Comes with some good corner seals. One there, one wadded up like bubble gum there. Nice little foam seal in there. Oh, vehicle frame, use a bracket. butted up nice and flush, except you can't because we built them crooked as crap. Hello! There's an echo in there. Comes with a free echo. The back looks okay. Top looks all right. Boy, they just really screwed the pooch on the ends. Pulled our other one out, and she's a little more better. Oh, well, it just bows out so consistently. It looks better anyhow. Yeah, if we check the top, at least she's flat. I mean, something else I don't care for is when these are closed and latched, that's not flush. It sticks out a 1/4 inch down there, good little bit up top. I mean, not a deal breaker, but geez, for made in the USA, you just hope for better. We know where that gets us, though. Hey, look, dang, they knew they were gonna bubble gum this one, so they gave me an extra. Dang, that was nice of them. In this case, their inconsistency paid off. Well, I thought these had pretty good reviews on them, so if that's a good review, I'd hate to see a poorly made toolbox nowadays. Jeez Louise. I didn't know what we were getting. I knew, but I didn't think we were getting anything bad quality wise. I mean, we're still gonna run them, guys. It kind of is what it is type deal. It's just a toolbox that's gonna hang underneath this outside edge. I've got to figure out where we want to put them. We'll put the dented one up on this side, and that's fine. It'll match our fender on this side as well. Gotta keep things flowing and looking good. And the next thing to do is decide what we're gonna mount them to. And I know some of y'all's gonna hate this and be like, oh, don't do it. But I think we're gonna look at mounting them off the bed. So yes, when we dump this bed or tilt it to that 20 degrees we're gonna aim for, the boxes will be up in the air. Here's the thing though, you don't strap stuff down when it's tilted, so that really don't matter. And that's pretty much all we're gonna keep in there is a few straps or whatever. I don't plan on having full tool sets and blah, blah, blah. We may throw a tool bag in there from time to time or something. But I don't want to mount brackets that have to stick out off the frame and hang out 3 foot and then put the weight of that stuff out there, because that's going to create a lot of stress on our frame. It's going to always be trying to roll that frame out. Or we can just put it out on the bed. They don't weigh that much, and if we ever load something where you drive on, whoever drives it on is just going to hold their foot on the brake, and then you lower the truck back down to regular bed position. And or if you're having to winch something up, obviously the winch would have it, and then you come back down to regular position, boom, get your straps out. So how far back do we need to go? First, I gotta get some good quality pictures where I can leave them a bad Yelp review. Careful, we don't want to dent it. I don't know. I think favoring the front more than the rear is gonna look better. Maybe I'll Google search a couple flatbeds. Well, I do think we need to favor the front. I didn't find anything I liked. If I'm being totally honest, I'm just not absolutely in love with the toolboxes even being on there. I just don't know what we would do for some storage if we don't have one. And no, some of y'all, oh, drop that, push it out flush, build some skirt all the way around the bed, it'll look good. No, I don't want to. I don't like the way those look, guys. There's been so many versions of flatbeds built, I've seen them all. I think ours is looking damn good. It's looking how I want it to look. So I gotta keep building it how I want it to look. Let's see. Please look good this time. Nope. Nope. This was the hurdle I was not expecting today. What I really thought was going to happen was we were going to unbox those, simply bolt them on the front corner of each side, which a lot of y'all saying, just do it. But y'all don't understand how much this is killing this bed. And I've got a ton of hours into this bed for it to look where I'm really, really happy with it. And now these toolboxes are taking all that hard work and peeing on it. I don't know why they're getting to me so bad, guys, but here's the deal. They're standing out to me so bad that, like, Just think if this thing had pink wheels and you're like, God, who would do that? Those pink wheels look terrible. Well, these right now are equivalent to pink wheels. I would say that is maybe like if we had black wheels, because black wheels wouldn't look great to me, but it wouldn't look near as bad as pink. And what I mean by that is that being like tucked up in there, but it's basically because I'm just trying to hide it and make it disappear. So at least when you're like right here, that toolbox ain't like boom in your face. I'm your toolbox, I'm right here, what you gonna do about it? You remember in school when you'd get writer's block? Yeah, me neither, because I never wrote anything. But I think this is I got builder's block right now. And I gotta figure out where we can store straps that don't look nothing like this. I did just do something that I'm not hating. I moved that one as far in as I could and up high with it being flush. And as you can see, just from like a normal standing distance, it kind of hides it. Now, if you look down in here, you can see it. And it's more visible to the human eye than this camera. But when all that other stuff underneath there ends up getting painted black, I don't think those will just stand out like a sore thumb. Now, if you ever get into them, you do gotta cinch down low and reach up in there, but it's still not like it's terrible to get to any of this, guys. You see I'm right here and I'm able to reach it. So this, I like. There's only one major problem with this design. The major problem is we still don't have anything that's actually the cradle holding our flatbed up. So if we're gonna put those there, which I think I could run them there, and it ain't gonna, I actually like how it looks right there. It's not bad at all. Just tucked in, like I said, make her disappear. The main problem is we need that cradle that the bed sits on, and I don't want to build the cradle till I get the hydraulics in. So I think we need to go hydraulic scissor lift, cradle, and then toolboxes. And we can try to build the cradle accounting for the toolboxes, but we don't want to put the toolboxes and then try to build the cradle. Makes sense in my head. Anyhow, I'm done worrying about those. We are going to move on to something else. Yeah. And now that I have a nice thinking headache, we're gonna work on the headache rack. Y'all ain't gonna like this. 10 degrees. I did make sure we're level again. And for a headache rack, I think I wanna take some 2x4 tubing and we're gonna kind of match this angle, which is why we need that. And we get 10 degrees. So depending on how you wanna see it, that's either 100 degrees or from this way, 80 degrees. Just 10 degrees off 90. And I think I'm going to look at pulling it up just to about the bottom of this glass. I don't want to come plumb up here. Now, before you annihilate me in the comments, because when I'm hauling my 13,000 pounds, if I rear end someone, it's going to come across and through that, and it'll be right at the perfect height to pop it up over me and take my head off and blah, blah, blah. I know. The only thing is, anything I drive or happen to have back here is either going to be on flats, or if I've built it, it sits low. So none of my lowriders could go through that. And I just want to keep it a nice low profile look, okay? We're going for the aesthetics as well. So if we turn that 2x4 on its side, it'll be 2 inches wide. We're gonna mock up a piece and just see what we think. Now, I don't want to be even with the cab. I'd like to be out wider than the cab. So we'll get her clamped where I want her. Then we need to lean it to our 10 degrees. Outside edge to that, 9.5. We want a pretty decent idea of what we're getting into, considering on this, all this being a little bigger. It seems like my proportions have been off, guys. Just something new for me. 9.5. From the bottom frame to the top over there was 19 inches. We'll mark that. Perfect. And obviously this is a pretty rough mock-up. Brought me a thinking chair this time. Boy, guys, I don't know if I like it or not. I don't think I'm getting it or sitting at a good spot to really take it in. Obviously we're gonna do some type of rounded corners. All right, from down here, something like that looks way better. Don't sit up there and judge it. I spread them out a little wider each side, and then now they're at about 15 degrees, and I just think that right there kind of looks better. She's a little crooked, this side's a little low, but don't worry about that. Just big picture, I kind of like where we're at right there. I don't like the 2-inch wide, it looks too small, so I think we're actually gonna step that up, and maybe we'll just do our 2.5-inch square tubing. Something a little beefier, a little girth. So we're gonna call this side 30 inches, and 30 plus 30 is 60, and then we'll go plus 80. We'll do $1.40. Cat. That's how you do that. With it 140 long, we're gonna work our way out, so we're gonna start in the center. So there's 70, and now this will be our reference point for everything else. Inside to inside 74, so we'll take half of that and go out. And we're gonna lose some material, or gain some, lose some, making the bend. So that's why we really need to document this side, and we see how it works, so then we can match that side to proper widths. I'm gonna come out from there 37, and we're gonna start trying to figure out our cut there.
Dang, man, this thing's warm.
I've had this one out in the oven on preheat, Bill. I knew you were coming over. I want to warm your hands up for you. Y'all recall in those corner pieces, I was really terrible at it. Now there's no magical recipe that I can find to tell me how to do a 75 degree or 105 degree, I guess, technically, way of doing this. So I'm gonna experiment here, and then we'll ruin our good metal. And me and old Billy Boys has been hacking away on this, trying to figure out the magical shape. Show them the angle finder, Bill. I'm gonna pull on that. That's pretty stinking close right there, guys. That is a big gap. When it's pushed over though, it's definitely weldable for just smoothing it out. So we can kind of eyeball this and maybe learn from our mistakes or our masterpieces, depending on how much you weld it and smooth it out. So I've eyeballed both sides, and basically what I've come up with is on this edge, if we would have left about an 1/8 inch straight line there, and then up here where we went along, if we'd step over 3/16 or so where it's not such a crazy taper, and that works on both sides. So call me crazy, I think we're gonna try to unpeel this, flatten it out as much as we can, and then however that looks, we'll kind of make a template thing. There she is. There's your template. All right, get your calculators out, Poindexters. Guys, this is crazy. So I said over here we need more, so I leave about a measure from there over there. See, it's about 3/8, 7/16. So I'm slowly measuring stuff and transferring that over. And I just got done. Drew us another line to represent the 2.5. And it looks like we're doing good on playing connect the dots. So we're gonna end up with a piece here. Whatever you'll call this, just a piece. Piece of crap. I've got our template kind of tuned out how I want it, guys. I think that's going to do us pretty good. Cutting it over here is going to leave more material there. And then this, let's see. Oh yeah, I need to finish trimming that edge off. That's going to do her. Did me and Bill unlock the magical secret to bend 2.5-inch square tubing 75 degrees?
1/4 inch.
I'm in 100 and something degrees. Stay tuned, find out. Yeah.
Hey.
Hook her in the end of that tubing, Bill. Flip her and check this side. So far, everything looks good. Y'all know I love a good ratchet strapping. We went too much. Dang. We're gonna have to back her off, Bill. The fit up ain't terrible. I mean, it ain't absolutely perfect, but a lot better than what we had over there. Eagle Eye says from where we started cutting there over that outside edge, I'm going off of right here where that tubing would come straight, is about 2.5 inches. We want a total of 77. So 2.5, 2.5, 5 inches. Subtract your 5 from your 77 and you get 72. So from right there where we started cutting, I measured over 72, and that's where we started cutting our next one. Now once we roll this corner, from that outside edge to that outside edge, we should get our 77 we were after. Maybe?
Hopefully.
I tell you what, that's pretty easy to manipulate. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah, we're there. Pretty good fit. I mean, 77 and an eighth for this being the first time doing some calculating. I'll take that. Now my piece here is leaning, but I like this side where it's up to over here. So we're gonna use it as our measurement. And on the outside there, we got 26 inches. I'm gonna give her a quarter, so 26 and a quarter. So that needs to be on our outside. So I guess we can just put her in the middle there, as long as we're coming off the very top before that starts to wrap, and we'll square that off. Welcome to Make It Up As You Go Fabrication Shop, where you make it up as you go. All right, there at the very outside edge, we take our angle finder, we match our angle that's up there, and we mark that, so when we cut that, that's now parallel with that up there. Curveball, 2.5 versus 2 inch. So we're gonna leave a lip. This is gonna face rear, so we gotta go down 1/2 inch and then cut this way, but we gotta know how much to notch. What the hell? Now see, I'm getting a little pep in my step because I'm starting to figure stuff out finally. About a 6 1/8. We know this is 6 inch, but being laid over, it's gonna add a little to it. So 6 1/8 up, notch it at that same parallel angle, cut it all out, do both sides, we'll move the wood and be able to slip her down in there. Go! I thought my sweet Power Ranger moves was surely gonna break that in one blow. She is notched out. She has been erected. Let's measure out here right now. I've got 7 1/4 to the outside. Dang, Bill, is she holding herself up?
Yeah.
I must have cut her pretty square. You ought to step back here and look at it. It's got a pretty good look. Definitely the right choice, guys, going with a little bit thicker material. What do you think?
Dang, it follows the window pretty good. A little low on that side is all. Please look at the rubber.
I was gonna say, maybe the gasket's a little low. We definitely can't.
Yeah.
Don't trust the piece of rubber, folks. All right, over to here we've got 8 3/4. So that's a difference of 1.5 inches. So it needs to come this way, 3/4. So we need to go for an even 8 inches. One more, right there, 8 inches on the dot. Got our angle finder dead nuts at 0, and we're gonna have to take a little off this side. I wanna see where it's touching first, which is out here. From here, we're gonna go up 1/4 inch, guys. And here's why. We were not at 0. This side was indeed low, like Bill eagle-eyed, and I started shimming it up in 1/4, picking this up 1/4 inch, leveled her out. So instead, we're gonna take that down 1/4 inch to level it out. No shims, just a tight fit. Well, I guess that'll work for a headache rack. That's a new one for me, guys, doing tubing like that. I will say it worked out pretty good. Kind of had to figure out that shape, but overall, we ended up nailing it, and that just, whoo, baby, she's a slick willy like the rest of the perimeter frame, and that's gonna have the look complete, just flowing and going and having a real good time. Speaking of good time, it'll be a good time if when we take these C-clamps off, if none of this moves. I put this in there to stabilize it from welding it. Let's hope she didn't walk on us. So that's good. If it did, you'd think you'd feel it move right when you let that go. And I didn't feel it move. And we lost Bill, he just left. So I'm gonna have to huff this up there myself. It ain't that heavy. Woo, little rickety. Yeah. Whoop, baby. She's clamped in. Man, that looks nice. We got to notch her wood. For this, I'm using real precise stuff here. I know she needs about a 1/2 inch. Notched is notched. Our wood still fits terrible. Some of these boards are drying up, I can tell. But we still got some fine tuning to do on all that. She's level. She's clamped in. And by golly, folks, we've got us a basic shape now. All this is adding so much strength. I don't know if I touched on this, but we basically created a truss that goes out and supports all the way out here. Now up there, after we add some bracing and tie all that together, we're kind of creating a truss to hold that. The strength of this bed just went up drastically. It was strong before, but like if you think about if you could sit like a few thousand pounds on the outside, and you went driving and hitting bumps and stuff, eventually that 2x6, you're gonna get a bow in it. I don't think she's gonna be bowing anytime soon now. I didn't think I forgot about this side, did you? I started the day drilling holes. I'll end the day drilling holes. Except these ones late in the evening, I'm gonna get to toast right here in the sun. Extra crispy, coming right up. Got those all popped in. And guys, I'll tell you, this week, I'm whooped like an unwanted stepchild. Guys, it's just taking it out of me. I don't know what's caught up to me. But I'm still happy with our progress. As far as the headache rack goes, I'm happy to get to see that and know we'll make something work. The thing is, we're still gonna add some bracing. I don't wanna rush it and do something I'm not happy with. And even if I figure out the 2 braces, I don't believe I have enough sheet metal to backfill that like I probably will. So no matter what, we can't complete it tonight. One thing I haven't seen in about 2 weeks is this truck outside though, because once I got it back in here and I've got going on this bed, I've just been trying to stay hooked up on it. So as that sun goes down, as the sun goes down on my side of town, I'd like to see Wilma out that door. Easier said than done. She's a hefty gal. I thought she was heavy before all this. All right, I thought she was gonna be a runaway Sally from me for a second. First time seeing her outside, and I was kind of concentrated there on just making sure it got outside and didn't hit the door and didn't roll away. So I haven't really stood back and looked at it yet. And let me see what y'all seeing. Woo! All right, baby, the front of the bed is sitting too low right now. And just because it barely needs picked up a hair, you gotta think a 1/4 inch pickup changes that line a lot, whether it looks like it or not. Guys, that's a pretty slim looking flatbed right there. See the old flatbed that I always dreamed of. I didn't exactly know what I was dreaming of, but apparently it was this, something like this. Holy cow. Yeah, I think she looks really good. Whew, take my breath away, why don't you, old gal, guys? Let's see. Check this thing out. Now, looking into the sun ain't gonna be the best, make it hard to see. But what a rig we got going on here. Big booty holler. Oh, Wilma. Oh, Wilma. He went from wheel hopping, being the stubby lubby, to, whew, we ain't gave her the bounce test, folks. We do have quite a bit more weight on here now. What y'all think about that, huh? You can hear the airbags. The airbags are panning, trying to catch their breath because they're so impressed. all right, guys. Well, that's a wrap. And I cannot thank y'all enough for being here watching. I hope y'all getting to see it outside kind of got you excited. Definitely got me excited. It's beautiful sunset going down right now. It's been really cold out these last couple days. Like you walk out and it's 72 and it only gets up to 92. So it's been super enjoyable out, just cold weather. And it's just nice to enjoy this cold weather and watch that sun go down right there with Will Hop Wilmer in the back. So puddins.fab.shop.com for all that good quality merchandise. We cannot thank you guys enough for the support there. Y'all hit us hard this last release, so thank y'all so much. I'm on the Patreon. We're on the Instagrammer. I've been way more active on the Instagram and the Facebook. More on the Facebook, I guess. So if y'all got one of them Facebookers, go give us a like and a follow. Puddins Fab Shop page. It's just got a little blue check mark. That's how you know it's me. She's all official. No big deal. But much other than that, guys, well, I was gonna say I would call it a day. I think I'm gonna go see if Slick's still at his shop. If so, he's got some metal I need. And then Randy just texted me needing some 18 gauge. So I think we're gonna do some metal swap-a-rooey this evening. So I'm gonna get to it, and I will see y'all in the next one. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. We'll see y'all in the next one.